Hi, and welcome back to another evening edition of Parker News. I'm your host, Anchor Parker, and tonight we'll be going over Parker's journey to lead and complete his Eagle Scout project. There's a lot of stuff to go over this evening, so let's bring it over to reporter Parker to tell us exactly what he did for his project.
Thank you, Anchor Parker. I'm reporter Parker here at the Firehouse Cultural Center, the nonprofit organization that Parker decided to help out. The Firehouse Cultural Center has done a lot of great stuff for the community, from summer camp programs for the kids to many different recreational activities for all the adults of the Ruskin community. So you could understand why Parker would want to help them out. Speaking of which, let's take a look at what he did to help out the Firehouse Cultural Center. So this is the first part of Parker's project. As you can see, it's a really nicely built sidewalk. He had to dig around 2 feet deep in order to get this thing built. But the really nice thing about it is that it leads over to this kiln room over here. This is where the Firehouse Cultural Center's pottery program fires their pottery projects that they do. And it's been a real help to them because before, this used to be just a raggedy old piece of dirt. Now, it's a great sidewalk for them to easily transfer all their great pottery work. Now let's take a look over at the benches. Oh hey, didn't see you there. So this is Parker's second part of the project. He realized that for the kids' summer camp program, they didn't really have a great place to sit. So he decided to remove the old dilapidated benches that were filled with splinters and put 2 beautiful new ones here. Now they have a great place to sit down, look at the canal, and watch the dolphins and manatees that come by. As you can see, these projects have really helped out the Firehouse Cultural Center. But this all didn't just happen overnight. Let's go to analysis, Parker, to see how these projects were created.
Thank you, reporter Parker. Now let's take a deeper dive and analyze how all this happened. Before any work could be made on anything, hours of prep had to be done in order to figure out how much everything would cost, how stuff was going to be built, who was going to help out, and the plan on how to lead the project. Once preparations were finalized though, 2 days were set out to work, the first day being a day to construct the benches, and the second to pour and form the concrete. On the bench building day, Parker had multiple stations set up like an assembly line, each doing something different. He directed his volunteer peers to different stations and explained to them how and what to do for their station. On top of that, building instructions were provided for each station so the benches could be built perfectly. On the second day, with the help from his adult volunteers, everyone is able to successfully dig, pour, and form to complete the concrete sidewalk. This is just a brief recap of all the stuff Parker had to do, so let's go to interview Parker to see what Parker actually has to say for himself about this whole experience. Good evening, everyone. I'm interview Parker talking with Parker Marin about his Eagle Scout project.
Hello.
So Parker, how do you think you did on this project? What went wrong? What went right?
Well, I think I could have been more proactive in some of the pre-planning. It took me longer than it should have to figure out the prices for materials, as well as the plan that I wanted to do for each day. The worst thing I think I messed up on was waiting to the last minute to recruit people for my sidewalk making day. At the end of it, I was only able to recruit 2 friends and 5 or so adults. Despite all this though, I think everything went great overall. The project got finished with no problems, and all the other planning was organized, and it got completed on time.
Okay, gotcha. Interesting. Well, how will this project impact the community and yourself, you think?
Well, as it was covered before, I think, this will help out the Firehouse Cultural Center by providing nice outdoor seating for their summer camp program, as well as offer a much easier way to transport ceramic projects to their kiln. As for me though, I think this experience will stick around with me for the rest of my life. Despite falling short in a few areas, this project has given me the opportunity to see what it really means to be a leader. It helped open my eyes on some of the areas that I struggle with, like time management, but it also showed me that I'm capable enough to lead others into a vision that I see for the future.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for coming on to talk with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Well, there you have it, folks. That's been me with Parker Marin talking about his Eagle Scout project and the leadership journey that he's had to walk through to get to where he is now. Now back to you, Anchor Parker. Thank you, interview Parker. Well, folks, that's all we have for this evening. I hope you enjoyed this special programming about diving into Parker's experience being a leader for his Eagle Scout project. I've been Anchor Parker, and this is me, signing off till next time. Thank you.